Ever feel like you just totally blew it?
Yeah.
Like you need a reset,
Mm-hmm.
a cosmic ret sarl plus alt plus delete?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what we're diving into today.
Okay.
It's Exodus chapter 34.
Okay.
And it's a story about second chances, the
Yeah.
kind that can like reshape destinies.
Yeah.
We're talking ancient Israel,
Uh-huh.
a broken covenant with God,
Oh, wow.
and some seriously heavy symbolism.
You know, it's interesting
What's up?
how relatable this story feels, even though it's so ancient.
Yeah,
I mean, we've all messed up.
for sure.
We've all felt that weight of broken promises.
Yeah, for sure.
But Exodus 34 gives us this powerful way to look at things,
Mm-hmm.
like forgiveness,
Okay.
renewal,
Yeah.
and realigning ourselves with what really matters.
Okay, so set the scene for us.
Okay.
What happened that was so bad it needed like a whole covenant do-over?
So picture this.
Okay.
Moses is up on Mount Sinai
Right.
getting the 10 Commandments,
Yeah.
which are like the bedrock
Yeah.
of the Israelites' covenant with God.
Okay.
Meanwhile, down below, the people are getting impatient.
Oh, no.
They lose faith.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do something unthinkable.
Okay, what is it?
They forge a golden calf.
Oh, wow.
An idol.
Yeah.
A total violation of the commandments that Moses is literally receiving up on the mountain.
Oh, that's bad timing.
Right.
So Moses comes down, sees this golden calf,
Yeah.
and what happens? Does he lose it?
He absolutely loses it.
Okay.
Smashes the original tablets.
Well,
It's like this visceral reaction to the
Right.
shattered covenant.
It's
It's a moment of intense anger and disappointment,
right.
like a stark reminder of what happens when you stray from the path.
Yeah, that's some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like it's just about punishment, right? There's this whole theme of second chances too.
Exactly.
Right.
Because what happens next is crucial.
Okay, what is it?
God, even though he was totally wronged, calls Moses back up the mountain
Wow.
and tells him to carve new tablets, a symbol of renewing the covenant,
Right.
offering a path back
Hmm.
to a right relationship.
So it's like a cosmic reset button.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there were some conditions?
Oh, yeah. Definitely conditions.
Oh,
As
that's
God renews the covenant,
Yeah.
he says what his nature is like,
And what is it like?
merciful and gracious,
Okay.
but also slow to anger.
Yeah.
And full of steadfast love and faithfulness.
Yeah.
So it's like this balance
Okay.
between justice and compassion.
So it's not just a blank slate.
Right.
There's accountability there too
So-
with this second chance.
Yeah, and this is where we get to one of the most challenging verses in Exodus 94.
Okay.
The one about visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and the fourth generation.
Wow, that's intense.
It is.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
What's the deeper meaning behind these generational consequences?
Yeah.
Is it about just blame and punishment?
I think it's more nuanced than just simple retribution. What's really fascinating is the interconnectedness it shows.
Okay, so.
Like our actions,
Yeah.
both good and bad,
Uh,
they create patterns
okay.
that can be passed down, and sometimes unconsciously.
Wow.
It's like a reminder of the power we have to
Yeah.
shape not just our own lives,
Right.
but the lives of those who come after us.
That's a powerful thought.
Yeah, it really makes you think, huh?
It does. So we have this like responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
but also this opportunity to change things.
Right. And that's where this story from Exodus,
Yeah.
it becomes really relevant today.
Okay.
Like, think about it.
Okay.
How often do we get stuck
Yeah.
on our own mistakes?
So all the time.
Dwelling on regrets or holding on to grudges?
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught in those loops.
Right. But this ancient story
Mm-hmm.
offers a totally different perspective.
What is it?
It's about brokenness and renewal,
Yeah.
and it gives us these deep insights into human nature and healing.
Okay, I like that. So like forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness. God was willing to offer the Israelites a second chance, even after they betrayed him.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about forgiveness.
So it's not just about letting someone off the hook.
Right. It's deeper than that.
Okay.
It's about knowing that we all mess up
Yeah.
and that holding on to all that anger and resentment,
Yeah.
it hurts us more than anyone else.
Right.
It's like this radical act of self-liberation.
Wow.
It's how you break free from the past
Yeah.
and open yourself up to new beginnings.
There's this one line in Exodus 34 that really got me.
Which one?
The Lord a God, merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness.
Yeah, that's a powerful one.
Like a guide
Mhm.
for how to build character.
Yeah, not just for ourselves, but for leaders too.
Exactly.
That's such a good point.
So mercy, grace, patience, but also justice.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that make people trust you.
Exactly. Whether you're leading a team, a family, or even just yourself, think about the leaders you really admire.
Okay.
They probably embody those qualities.
It's not about being a pushover, though, right?
No, definitely not.
There's got to be that balance
Right.
between being compassionate and holding people accountable.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay.
It's about accountability,
Yeah.
but it's also about redemption.
Right. So we need to see mistakes as opportunities for growth.
Exactly.
Right.
Not just reasons to punish people.
And that makes me think about second chances,
Mm-hmm.
not just in our personal lives,
Yeah.
but also in our workplaces, our communities, even our justice system.
It's about recognizing the potential for rehabilitation.
Right.
The power of restorative justice.
And that brings us to another big idea,
What's that?
covenants.
Ah.
So what were those like? Weren't they like ancient contracts?
They were more than that.
Right.
Covenants were sacred,
Ugh.
like binding promises
Yeah.
that went way beyond just legal stuff.
Okay.
They were about trust,
Yeah.
a shared sense of purpose, and committing to something bigger than yourself.
I like that. So how does that apply to us?
Okay.
Like, we don't make formal covenants anymore.
True, but the principles are still important.
Okay.
What commitments do you make to your family, your friends, your work,
Yeah.
even to your own values?
Those are like our modern day covenants, right?
Exactly. Agreements that take effort,
Yeah.
intentionality,
Mhm.
and showing up consistently.
So it's about integrity,
Yes.
aligning your actions with your words. Right.
Honoring your promises.
Yes.
Both to yourself and to others.
And that kind of integrity has a ripple effect.
It does.
It builds trust, strengthens relationships, makes the world a little more stable.
Remember that image of Moses coming down from the mountain?
Yeah.
His face radiating light?
Yeah. It was like he was transformed from the inside out.
Right. And that's the biggest takeaway from Exodus 34.
Okay.
It's not about just following the rules
Yeah.
or avoiding punishment.
Right.
It's about connecting with something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, like what?
A spiritual belief system, maybe,
Yeah.
or core values, or a cause you really care about.
So we embody those qualities of mercy, grace, and love,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows on the outside.
And it influences other people.
Yeah, like a ripple effect.
Exactly. We take those lessons of forgiveness, renewal, and commitment,
Yeah.
and we carry them into our lives, creating positive change.
That goes way beyond just ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like that quote, be the change you want to see in the world.
Right.
But it's not just like a nice saying, you know?
No.
Exodus actually gives us a way to do it.
I think that's what's so powerful about it. It's
Mhm.
not just a story or some abstract idea.
Right. It's like a guidebook.
Exactly. A guidebook for life.
Yeah. And for handling all the tough stuff we go through.
And for finding meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
It's given me a new way to think about second chances.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for me, but for everyone.
For the whole world, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about these ancient texts.
Yeah.
They have this wisdom.
Mm.
That applies to everyone no matter what.
Timeless wisdom.
So before we finish up,
Yeah.
I got to ask,
Right.
remember how Moses' face was glowing?
Yeah. After he talked to
It
God.
was like this sign of inner transformation.
Right.
So what would your radiant face look like?
Ooh.
What qualities would you want to show the world?
That's a good question. For me, it would be that balance
Okay.
between justice and compassion,
Mm-hmm.
holding myself and others accountable,
Yeah,
but also offering grace
I like that.
and approaching everything with a sense of purpose,
Yeah.
honoring my commitments and making the world a little better.
It's not just about you growing.
right.
It's about helping other people grow, too.
Exactly. So what would your radiant face look like? How could you grow and then share that with everyone?
That's a great question.
Ah,
I'm going to think about that.
me too.
Well, this has been another awesome deep dive.
I agree.
So much ancient wisdom
Yeah,
that we can use today.
absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining your light